Hi there! In this video, we'll have a look at the document settings and what we can customize in them. We can find the configuration menu in Settings, Shop, Documents. The first step of this configuration allows us to pick one of the 4 default document templates that Shopware comes with. We use these templates in combination with orders to create, for example, invoices or credit notes. If we wanted to, we could create a new document with a button up here as well. For our example, we'll go with the invoice document template. Opening it, we see a lot of options and information and settings. We can, among other things, set our company logo, determine the page orientation, change the format, set how many items per page we would like, whether we want the header or footer displayed, page count, and plenty of other things. For a detailed explanation of these options and what they do, you can refer to our written documentation located at docs.shopware.com. Below those settings, we have a section called Company Settings. This is where we fill in all the data of our own company, which is then placed in the various placeholders of the document template, like our company's name, address, mail and phone number, bank accounts, executive, and so forth. Keep in mind that, depending on which countries you do business in, a bunch of these may be mandatory in order to create a legal invoice. But enough about the menu. Let's have a look at the document itself by creating one. Since all those documents have to do with orders, we'll start in the menu Orders, Overview. Here we'll pick an order to create an invoice for. As luck would have it, we got one, so let's pick that one. This menu shows us an overview of the order itself. It is covered in more detail in a later video. Either way, the menu is split into 3 tabs. We got the General Overview, the Details Overview, and finally the Documents. That's where we need to go. This overview shows us a list of all documents which were generated for this specific order. Be it delivery notes, invoices, cancellations, they'd all show up here. We don't have a document generated for this order yet. Let's change that and create an invoice. To do so, we click on Create New Document and select what we want, Invoice in this case, followed by Create Document. The number is incremental and determined by what we set under Settings, Shop, Number Ranges. By default, it starts with 1000. The next invoice we'll generate will have the number 1001 and so forth. If we wanted to, we could manually enter something different here as well, without breaking the settings from the number ranges. They'd continue as we set up, regardless of what we do here for this specific invoice. We also have the option to date the invoice back or ahead if we need it. With the option here, Upload Custom Document, we could also upload a PDF file we'd like to use for that specific invoice. This is useful if we already have something we can use instead of the invoice we generate here, or in case we added something by hand to an existing invoice and want to upload that, for example. Finally, we also have the option to add a comment. This comment will be added at the end of the invoice. Let's write test comment in here so I can show you. Once we're done with all of that, we can preview the document, we can back out of the menu with the button right here, or create the invoice with the button Create. There is also a drop-down menu which allows us to create and send, as well as create and download PDF. We're confident in what we did and we'll just create the invoice though. As we can see, our invoice was created. We also have an indicator here to show that it was not sent to the customer yet. Furthermore, we got a 3-dot menu here offering various options like opening the document, downloading and sending it, or marking it as sent or unsent. What we may have noticed here, and happens to be a rather frequent question, is where is the delete option? For invoices, there is none, as invoice documents may not be deleted once they were created in a lot of tax jurisdictions around the world. Instead of deleting it, we can negate it though with a cancellation invoice. For this type of document, the same rules apply, by the way, as they may not be deleted. For the grand finale, let's have a look at our newly generated invoice. From first glance, we got everything an invoice needs. We got the customer's address, our company data, customer and order data, the invoice number, products, prices, taxes, the chosen payment and shipping methods, as well as a few legal details, and finally, the comment we added. And that concludes this video about how we customize the documents in our shop.